be accountable to as an entrepreneur? Listen, success equals accountability. If you want to build a big business, you got to understand accountability is the key. Understand, in the business world, everybody is accountable to somebody. An NBA player is accountable to the coach, and the coach is accountable to the founder, and the founder is accountable to shareholders and investors. Same thing in military. The sergeant is accountable to the lieutenant, and the lieutenant is accountable to the commander, and the commander is accountable to the president of the United States. As an entrepreneur, one of the most common questions that I have been asked lately is, when you started as a new spanking rookie entrepreneur many years ago, who was I accountable to? Because a lot of people say sometimes they started something and eventually they kind of faded out and their business kind of flattened and plateaued is because they don't know who should they be accountable to. When I started as an entrepreneur and being in the insurance sales 26 years ago, the first person and people I wanted to be accountable to were my sales managers, were the executives in the company, was the founder in the company, because I knew one thing. If I want to stand out, if I want to be recognized, I got to consistently perform month after month, years after years. I have to show numbers. At the end, you're going to be judged by the numbers you put up on scoreboard. Same thing. If Michael Jordan does not consistently put up numbers and finish the game with a win, and at the defining moment, he can pull the last shot and win the championship, and if he keep missing those numbers, missing those shots, eventually he will be benched. It don't matter who you are. So when I first started as an entrepreneur in my company, the first thing that I had to be accountable to were my sales managers, top executives, and the founder and CEO of the company. I've done it for many years. The second thing I was accountable to was my dream, okay? And a lot of people, when they talk about the word dream, they think it has to have the big dream. For me, I can tell you it was not the case for me at all. I didn't have big dreams when I started the sales industry many years ago. The first dream was to retire my mother, okay? And for those of you who has been following my contents, that was one of my biggest motivation that drove me to work hard, to hustle, to become the person who I am today, was initially because I wanted to retire my mother because my dad passed away when I was 15 years old. And then there was a second little dream I had in my heart and my mind was, I wanted to one day to make enough money so I can be very generous to the people that, around me, the people that love me, the people that I care for. It's simply, I wanted to be very generously treating them out for dinners. And for any one of you who've been out on dinner with me, whether it's individually one-on-one or a big group of leaders and friends who come out with me, I can tell you, they will probably all tell you one thing in common. I order lots of food. And a lot of people don't understand me and say, well, isn't that kind of wasteful? And I had numerous friends who came to me and told me, why did you order all of this food every time when we go out for dinners and lunch? Isn't that kind of wasteful? Most people don't understand that was one of my biggest dream when I started in sales many years ago, because when I first started in sales at the age of 21 years old, and the first 6 months, I didn't have any money. I was trying to hustle and build my credit, build my bankroll, build up my bank account, trying to make sales, to make some commissions. I literally have to live on $10 a day. In the morning, I would spend $2 to go to Dunkin' Donut on Randolph Road, Maryland, and I would buy a coffee and 2 donuts. Back then, many years ago, $2, you can get 2 donuts and a coffee. In the afternoon, I would go eat Vietnamese pho. I ate pho literally 90 days, every single day I went to Vietnamese pho. Back then was like $3.75, a big bowl of Vietnamese pho, and it filled you up so fast. And then in the evening, I would go to the Korean supermarket. Inside there's a noodle shop, and you can get kimchi, and you can get a bowl of ramen noodle, and for like less than $4. So that's how I managed to feed myself within $10 a day budget. And I was a grown man at that time, I was always hungry. My dream was one day, if I make enough money, I want to make sure that I'm generous enough to go out and take care of the people around me. And today, that's no longer a dream, it's a reality. So I had to hold myself accountable to my dream. And of course, years later, I built up much more success. I built up bigger income. Now I had a bigger organization. I have a lot more people around me. The third thing I had to be accountable to was the people who trusted me and who followed my leadership over the years. I owe it to them. That's a responsibility. I want to make sure that those people who follow me, who trusted me, their income also elevate. Their life become better. They become happier. They learn how to process issue. They learn how to become a better leader. I had to constantly adding more value to them. But instead of just adding value, I have to be accountable to their dream, because to me, that's a big responsibility. And I owe it to these leaders that's followed me all of these years, whether it's veteran leaders or some of the new superstars that's recently joined our company. And ultimately, the last thing I need to be accountable to, I think that's the ultimate one, is I gotta be accountable to myself. Yes, I got to be accountable to me, because I have one of the biggest beliefs is that if you're not happy, if yourself is not happy, you can't make other people happy. If you're not confident, you cannot make other people confident. If you're not fulfilled, it's hard for you to make other people fulfilled. So for me, the reason why the ultimate accountability partner was myself was because I knew one thing. If I'm not accomplishing my goals, if I was not hitting my goals consistently, I would not have the confidence. I would not like myself. I would not love myself. I have to like myself first. I have to love myself eventually, so I can give out a lot more love to other people and helping people to become happy, helping people to build a business. Does it make sense for a lot of you what I'm talking about here today? So who do you need to be accountable to? Well, those are the 4 things that I need to be accountable to. What about you? I would love you to post a comment on the things you must be accountable to in order for you to excel in your business, in order for you to grow your income. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know who are you accountable to in order for you to achieve greatness. JW here, and see you next time. Take care. JW here. If you like my content, comment below and download my JW Just Win app. See you next time.